my goodness. Najee, Kenny Pickett also. And he banks out. No, oh my, what's going on? Let's go, TD! What the hell was that? Let's go! Bennett! Yes! Let's go!
Holy dooly, Dylan Mcsorely, welcome back to the show. 11 people in the house, man, that is crazy already, right? But I do want to start off with something, yes, I've spoken about it a few times, but I want to speak about one more time. I stuffed up yesterday, right? I went on a bit of a rant. I blocked Carl and I apologized to Carl. Nothing personal, but yes, been weighing on me. I stuffed up. Right, yesterday, I have my take about Mike Tomlin. You guys know that I like him. I'm just really sick of the argument. That's the thing. I'm sick of the argument. So give me 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll move into the quarterback talk, all that kind of stuff. But I want to address this one last time because I'm not here to say that anyone's opinion's terrible or mine's right. My opinion's not right. It's not wrong either. It's just my opinion. It's a bloke in my room talking Steelers. But yesterday I was pretty fired up, and I do apologize for that. I shouldn't be too crazy or too argumentative in the comments. That is not something I want to build around here. I want to have my take, your take, everyone's take at the same time. So when I'm like that, yeah, man, I should just sit back and not go too crazy because that's not a good look for me. It's not a good look for this channel. I want to work hard every single day to build this to something big. And then maybe in the future I can come over to America and have watch parties and beers and cheer our team on. And right now, our team is not playing good football, and I feel like we are yelling at each other. It's the pro-Tomlin guys are saying, rah, 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 rah. It's the other guys saying, rah, rah, rah. So we're all doing this, and I do need to respect people's opinions. I need to be better. That's 1,000%. I'm not here to say that I'm right or whatever it may be. So I stuffed up. So Carl, if you're there, I apologize. I shouldn't have blocked you like that, but I was just fired up. I was super fired up, and that's on me. And I was just honest to goodness. Yeah, man, it's not cool. I shouldn't be doing that stuff. I should be, because I get in the comments. I make a Mike Tomlin video. Next minute, I see the fire Tomlin, this crowd, that crowd. I'm like, you know what? I should sit back and just read the comments and not react to all of them. What I've realized too is as this thing gets bigger and the harder that I work, I'm getting so many comments, and I can't respond to all of them. I just can't. And so many people come in the chat saying hello, which is fantastic. So there is, look, I try and respond to everyone. I try and give my take and this kind of stuff, but I simply can't do that. And when we do disagree, yeah, man, I've got to let you have your say. And I wasn't doing that. I was shutting people down in certain circumstances. But at the same time, too, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, what you guys don't see on YouTube is some of the comments I get are fucking terrible. Some of the comments that I get from people bagging me out, saying you're a loser, all this kind of stuff, yada, 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 and YouTube hides them, but I see them in my YouTube studio. I see them in my YouTube studio, and yeah, man, it does affect me. But at the same time, I'm playing this game. So it's my problem. I'm playing the game. I put myself on the internet. I'm a bloke in my room in Australia, put myself on the internet. That's my choice. So I need to be better, and I need to figure it out how to deal with that issue. More than usual, and more than being a sour baby going, oh, you know, whatever. It's my issue. So I apologize for that. Let's have a good fun show and we'll kind of move on. But yes, I need to let you guys have your say because today is going to be like that. Steelers have problems at quarterback. There's going to be Kenny Pickett guys, there's going to be Rudolph guys, there's going to be Trace Mcsorely guys. There's going to be Trubisky guys, maybe. So if you have that, yes, I need to do better. But I tell you what, I've been doing this for 3 years. I think it's a small little hill, or you know, what do you call it? Mountain. What do you call it? A mountain molehill? I don't fucking know. It's a small make a mountain out of a molehill. Small little setback. So I'll read the comments in a second. But yeah, that's on me. That's on me, man. So I appreciate every single person that comes in here, who has time, the energy to write comments, all that kind of stuff. I really do, and this is fun. The reason why I do this is it's because it's fun, and I chase my passion, that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. But yes, yesterday, for about 5 minutes, I lost my cool, and I shouldn't have. So let's move on. All right, let's move on. And look, guys, I'm just a bloke. I'm no one special. I'm just a dude in my room talking Steelers. I'm just a guy that's really passionate about my team. And when that happens, when you have one player this side, one player that side, we're arguing about the same thing. We want the team to win. It happens. You talk about X going this way, I talk about Y going that way, and kaboom, big firework explosion happens. So it's nothing personal in the day. It's just me having my rant or whatever. And yes, I need to do better. So let's get to the comments. Holy dooly. Alrighty. We have G'day Shelby. Welcome to the Shelby. I think Shelby might be a new face too. G'day Shelby. Says thank you, Joey. As in like Joey the kangaroo. G'day General. What's going on? G'day Gina. What's up? G'day Thomas. G'day Steel Girl says Fire Canada. Yeah. You know what? He's probably the happy guy from yesterday. Sitting back getting his money. He's probably happy. G'day Claude. What's going on? Holy dooly. G'day Jeremiah. What's up? G'day Garth. What's going on, Garth? I always think, I know you probably get a lot. I always think of Wayne's World. Every single time I think of Wayne's World when I see that. So that's definitely it too. You went to the game as well. That's crazy. That is insane. The Garth's in the house too. 100%. No, I agree with that. Like, I just need to be better. You know what I mean? I gotta let people have their say too. So this whole YouTube thing, let's be honest, it's not like it's I've been doing it 3 years now, but yeah, I need to be better, and I want to be better. I want to be the best that I can be in content, Steelers, and also in life too, always. But sometimes the trolls do get to me, and I got to ignore that. I'm talking about I get some really bad stuff. I've blocked a lot of people on the internet. Maybe even people you see around in other BTSC podcasts. I blocked a few of them, and you won't see them here because of stuff they said to me. And I was like, you just got to. Some of the stuff I get is just is incredible. Still Girls, Adelaide says, Mark Show, do what you want. 100%. It is my show. It's my channel, but it's also the community. And I need to be more respectful of other people's views, because the biggest thing I get in trouble with is I have my take on Tomlin or my take on this, and then the views clash. And we don't need that. I got to simply go, okay, you agree with this, I agree with that, and not get so animated. But I'll work on that. I must listen to. I'm a stubborn person. I don't like being told what to do, and I'm very stubborn. And I admit that. And those are my faults. Not everyone's perfect. I'm not perfect. Like I said, I'm a bloke in my room talking Steelers. I'm stubborn. I am. I really am. I hate being told what to do. I hate being told I can't do something. When someone tells me in pickleball or life or whatever it is, saying, you can't do that. Or, Mark, you can't run a YouTube channel. Mark, you can't do this. I hate that. I can't handle that. That drives me to be the best person that I can be. Hey, Mark, you can't jump the lake on that bike. Yeah, I can. I can do that. Hey, Mark, you can't beat this team in pickleball. Yeah, I can. Watch me. Watch me. I thrive of someone telling me that I can't do something. That overly annoys me. Not like a job setting when someone's like, hey, by the way, can you go and pick up that rubbish because you're getting paid for it? Sure, I'll do it. It's easy, done. But when someone says to me, you can't do something, I thrive off that. I really do. Thomas says, the rough day yesterday still. I felt that too. I felt like the angst in the air. Overall, everyone was on everyone, I thought. And that's why I lost control of the room too. So everyone was fired up 1,000%. Dead set. I couldn't get that out. Mountain out of a molehill. We'll move on. And that's right. I get very defensive because a lot of people, they do want to give up. They do want to have a lot of blame with Tomlin. But I think the whole team sucked yesterday. Besides maybe Jalen Warren and Najee and some of the plays, they moved the ball down the field 3 plays down the field to get 4 plays down the field to get 3 points. I was like, man, this is a good team, you know. So I get very defensive. I do, because the reason why I like Mike Tomlin so much is because he's my coach. He's been my coach for years. I've been following since 2003, and I really started to follow around 2007. Next minute, Mike Tomlin's there. I just like him as a person. That's why I get very defensive about that situation. And I'm kind of done with the argument, but I am. Hurley, Durley. G'day, Jeremiah Yoda says, I'm been a Steelers fan, 1975, never changed no matter what. 100% agree with that. G'day, Derby, what's going on? I believe Derpy's going to the game next week. He's going to the game that is New England Patriots game too. G'day, Justin, what's going on? Erie, Pennsylvania. I've been there, by the way. I've been to Lake Erie. I went to the Greyhound. Me and my dad went from Pittsburgh to Lake Erie on the Greyhound. And then we went from Lake Erie to Buffalo to Niagara Falls. So that was part of that trip there. So welcome, Justin, to the house, mate. You're 100%, man. Nah, go Thursday. You got Mitch. Go watch Mitch light it up. We're going to talk about quarterbacks in a minute. Getting through the chat. G'day, Chloe. What's going on? What's up? Alrighty. And yeah, on a good note, I brought my friend to the game. His first one. He's now a Steelers fan. Excellent. Always good. Always good to have your first terrible towel. I've got my first terrible towel. So I've had this I've had this 15 years, I think. And I always say, I never wash it because it never gets dirty, ever. This is my first one. My very first one. And the other day I had my mate Gil, who's giving me that one behind there. That's from Gil as well, from Steel Nation, Mexico. And he gave me another one because he forgot he gave me one. And also he gave me this one too. I got towels out the yin yang, man. I got towels. You name it, I got a towel at the yin yang. So I got tons of them. That's from my mate Guillermo as well. G'day, Dante. What's going on? Okay, cool, man. Cool. All right. I'm here. What's going on? Everyone is leaving? No, we're here, man. We're here for the next half an hour, so have a good time. G'day, Boomerson. What's up? All right. So hopefully that was cool. I wanted to clear the air, and we can move on from this point. I know that from the previous comments. I think Carl's cool. And then let's move on. I'm human. I make mistakes. And in the future, I'm gonna make mistakes again. I know it. I know how I am with certain things. I'm gonna make mistakes again. It happens, but I will own up to them. And look, honest to goodness, I try and be as honest as I can on this platform. All I really want to fucking do, to be honest, and I'm swearing again, all I want to freaking do on this platform is cheer my team on, get you guys hyped about the team. That is my overall purpose, is to build this community. Of course, break the news and get more viewers and get more people in. But I want you to be hyped about your team. Right now, the Steelers are 7-5, and it was a huge loss. One of the worst losses in Mike Tomlin's history against a team that was 2-10. That's for sure. So I want you guys to get fired up, and it's hard right now because the team has now lost Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is gone for the next 4 weeks, so we don't know what's going to happen with Kenny Pickett and his development with after Matt Canada. Now, some can say that Matt Canada, maybe we wasted time with him this year and maybe he should have been fired at the start. Facts. That's facts. He should have been fired at the start. The same time, though, is during the bye, I said it, I was done talking about the fire stuff because the Steelers never do it. They finally did it since the first time in 1941. They went, fired him, bang, see you later. Then we have now the Kenny Pickett stuff with the Bengals game. They got 16-10, 16-10 game with AFC North football, 400 yards. We're like, okay, we need points. You think then Steelers versus Cardinals, it gets a bit rainy in the middle of it, and then Kenny Pickett gets injured. I'm thinking, okay, we could beat this team by 30-10. Nah, didn't happen. Steelers team didn't show up. A lot of penalties on the offense, a lot of penalties on, I think, the offense for like illegal motion. Killebrew had so many penalties. If you go back and want to watch it, I don't recommend you do, but if you do, Mason Cole, the way he's snapping the football in shotgun is terrible. Absolutely terrible. He snapped the ball so low that Kenny Pickett is in a 3rd and 2, I think, going down the field and gets sacked and drives over. He snapped it so low to Kenny Pickett that he can't have time to find DJ, and he misses the pass. Mason Cole is part of the problem. So when I do hear everyone say, fire Mike Tomlin, he's this. It's not just based on the one game. I say, to be very honest, I say the next 5 games, see what happens. His next year, we'll find out if the Roonies give him a new contract. If he walks away, you know what? It might be good for the fan base. It might be good to see Mike Tomlin walk away with the last year, get a new coach, and then like a fresh start. I can't agree with that, but I still am a Mike Tomlin supporter. So let's see what happens. You know what I mean? But in terms of quarterbacks and the play yesterday, it wasn't good. Kenny Pickett tried to rush for the line. He got injured, and you're like, man, the next minute, Trubisky comes out, and we all knew, every man that dog knew, that Trubisky was not going to pass the football. They set him up in a shotgun set. They rush it. The guys can't move the ball forward. Next minute, that's it. They get no yards, stand. Then the drive goes 99 yards down the field, and then we're losing 10-3. That's momentum for the Cardinals 1,000%. Trubisky as well had to wait. He had to wait for the next drive. I think the next drive he went out there. He lost a fumble. There was the storm happening and that kind of stuff. Another low snap. And look, Trubisky this week, that bloke has to play good football to get a win. If he doesn't do it, it's not going to happen, right? All right, I'll come back to the comments. I'll see what's going on. See you all in the house too. Holy dooly. But yeah, Derpy Man should go. G'day, Corky. What's going on? We'll talk about that in a minute too. I reckon he's not been given a shot at all. At all. I don't see it. G'day, Toddy. What's going on? Did I catch you guys at breakfast? Sorry, what? What? Is that from a movie? I don't know what that means. Who else in the house too? A lot of people in the house today. This is fantastic. Got 20 people in the house at one time. Yeah, it's all cool. If you can go back and watch the videos, but pretty much I think I've said what I needed to say. I think we can move on from this point. What's to do with the Mike Tomlin stuff. That's all it is. Right? 100%. I agree with that. We'll move on. And I think I've said enough to say my piece. Steel Girl says 808 is sad about Kenny. Facts. And this is the point where now we can't see him for the rest of the year. I don't know if the Steelers are going to make the playoffs right now. They've got to win games. Like, playoff talk is so crazy at the moment. We just have to go win the game versus the Patriots and then go to 8-5, and then you have 4 games left, and then see what happens with Kenny's health. Now, the thing was, I thought Kenny in that game was getting better the first few drives, and then, you know what? If he scores that TD and doesn't get tackled, he's a hero. He's a hero getting the TD and also getting injured. You know what I'm saying? I guess if he does make a play to Calvin Austin, look like he was open. A few times I saw Najee be open on routes too. I'm not saying Kenny Pickett's the best thing. I'm just trying to wield and get behind him as best I can. And you know what? He's not the best quarterback out there. He's not top 20. He's not top 25. He's nothing like that. He's getting injured a lot. I just wanted to see the last few games of Kenny Pickett to see where he was in these 5 games, because next year they might need to bring in competition, right? When you go to the 4 quarterbacks, you got Kenny Pickett, Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, who hasn't been given a shot in 2 years, and now Trace McSorley. None of those guys scream to you or scream to me that they're elite, good, great, or whatever, right? None see that, because Kenny Pickett's getting injured too much. Trubisky is only coming out there to fill in certain games. He's so inconsistent. And Mason Rudolph hasn't been given a shot. And Trace McSorley, he's a quarterback on the practice squad. So we don't know. We don't know who this offense is. There are so many question marks at quarterback, it's not even funny. But the best we can do is, unfortunately, we have to support Trubisky this Thursday. Mike Tomlin's made the call. They're not going to go with Rudolph. He'll be back up unless Trubisky gets injured. I'm not hoping for an injury. We have Trubisky in the run game, and that's all we can go. But I feel like when Trubisky plays, it looks slow. It just doesn't feel exciting. It doesn't feel like he's got the command of the offense. It doesn't feel like I don't know what it does. It just doesn't feel right. Trubisky being quarterback back there does not feel right, and I feel like there's just no there is. I never say this with my fandom and whatever, but I always think we got a chance. I think the Patriots can beat us if we play Trubisky and we don't have success in first downs and long passes and connecting to DJ or Pickens. I think they can beat us. They could beat us 13-10 because we don't score points with Trubisky. It just doesn't happen. That's the most frustrating part, is the Steelers have him, and I feel like the Steelers have to use him because they paid him the money. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we can agree to disagree on stuff like that. I'll tell you what, I will try and get better for sure. Yeah, true that. True that. And we're going through a funny time too, because this is the second year I think we're so hopeful and hyped, and we're still 7-5, but it doesn't feel like this team has like direction. Yes, they made moves with Canada. Yes, they've got the offense with the run game. Run game's doing really well. The run game yesterday, I think Najee got like 60 yards. Warren had a few yards. Like even Najee's got 661, 4.2 average, and Jalen Warren's got 601, 5.9. Like the run game's doing really well. It's the quarterback play and also the pass coverage. What I've noticed is the pass coverage in terms of that is not protecting the quarterback. Low snaps, Mason Cole missed a few things. But if you watch the run plays are awesome. Like they're moving the ball down the field. I think even like Najee yesterday got 4 yards average. Let me see. And I think Warren got a few too. And then they almost had to abandon the run. Like we lost the game 24-10. Pretty bad against the Arizona Cardinals team, but they turned up. So Harris got 63 yards, right? Pickens had a good game too. I thought it's just some things the penalties got in our way, stuff like that. Right, so Trubisky was 11 for 17, 117, 1 TD, garbage time TD. Kenny Pickett was 7 for 10, 70 yards. Murray was 145, right? But rushing the ball, they ran the ball 31 times for 130 yards. Like 63 yards average in Jalen Warren. So 9 carries and 16. if it played out and we would come back in this game and then maybe the Storm wasn't there, or maybe that Kenny Pickett didn't get injured, then maybe they could have run the ball longer because they've been getting average like 150 yards for the last few games. Like they're doing really well rushing the football with those two blokes. And if you're going to win this game versus the Patriots and set the scene again to be 8-5 and maybe have a chance of the playoffs, you've got to run the ball and play action. But I just don't trust Trubisky. That's the big thing for me. That could be very true as well. Spencer Anderson, because I think Mason Cole might be injured on the report. They said that Minka Fitzpatrick broke his hand, so he played with that too. Genius is be patient. Yeah, I'm trying to 1,000%. 1,000%. Toddy says, I think Tom is a great coach. If I ran into someone, look, that's fair call, man. Because you and I agree on that stuff too. That's why I think for a while on this channel, I stopped having the argument because I was done with the argument. I think because the argument always gets brought up and then each side fights. So I was kind of done with that argument. You know what I'm saying? I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Thomas says, a lot of hot seats have Tom on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat, to be honest. I think he plays the next 5 games out. It depends next year on what the Rooneys do with the contract. And I feel like that this year that Kenny Pickett and Tomlin are kind of tied together. If the success with Kenny Pickett and Tomlin tied together, because we know the defense is trying their heart out. But at the same time, the defense also allowed 99 yards. Isn't it funny how we go on these roundabout circus ways, right? With the defense giving up 99 yards and there's no real pressure on Austin. There's no real pressure on the defense doing that. But the defense tried their best. And here we are talking about the poor play from the center. But in reality too, man, from what I see, that game was poor on so many fronts. It was poor on the front of pass protection. It was poor from Killebrew making 3 mistakes. It was poor on the defense. And also when Roberts went down, they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the tight end. He looked like an all-pro out there. So many things like that. And that, of course, comes back to Tomlin and the discipline and the coaching. I'm not denying that. It all comes back together, right? Fair call. 808 says I'm going to be negative here. I do too. I actually have a really tough time watching Trubisky. It's not fun. I'm not that excited for the Patriots game, but we want to see him just throw the football and just complete passes above the sticks and then do the run game. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a good Trubisky that's not involved in the Canada offense. Maybe we'll see him be healthy the whole time with a game plan. And if Trubisky can get us 2 or 3 wins, then we're right back in the playoffs too. Alrighty. Right now it is 11:22 a.m. I think today is my Tuesday, so I'm going to watch the Jaguars versus Bengals game. The Bengals team is shot right now. Jags should win that. If the Bengals win, I'd be very surprised. G'day, Matt. What's going on, Matt? I don't know. I actually don't know why the organization hasn't given a shot to Mason. I don't know. Like he was a starter back in the day. Now he went back to third. But they're going to go with Trubisky because maybe they paid him all the money. I don't know. Holy dooly. Good question. He says, if we get a new coach, who would it be and who's out there? The thing is, man, I don't know enough coaches, to be honest. My knowledge of the NFL goes to the players, that kind of stuff. I don't know enough coaches. I'm kind of like whoever comes in would just be a good time. It's kind of like I do know for a fact, right? The Lions coach, Dan Campbell, he's the kind of guy that's like that Pittsburgh mentality, you know, the run the football and the straight upness and straight, physicality. I think you need someone like that, but I couldn't tell you who would be the coach. I have no idea. G'day, Elijah. What's going on? Kenny out for the year. I think he's out for 2 to 4 weeks. He'll be out for 2 to 4 weeks, and we've only got 5 games left. So we have this game versus the Patriots, and then once that's over, there's 11 days rest. As my dog's going off, 11 days rest after that. So Kenny is sprained. He's a high ankle sprain. They say from 2 to 4 weeks. Right? That's interesting. I still need to evaluate Kenny Pickett, though. I can't rule him out as my guy. As a guy, he's played entire. And that's why I think it kind of feels crazy now, too, because we can't see the last 4 or 5 games. If he doesn't play without Canada, we can't see it. One sec, my dog's going off. Hang on. Alrighty, my bad. Yeah. So now what it feels a bit it feels like a bit lost and hopeless because we can't see Kenny play now. And we can't evaluate or have that discussion of this, and this. Now we're gonna probably wait. If we don't make the playoffs, or maybe he might play the last week, we don't know. That's the tough part. That to me is really the tough part. Toddy says, "Gee, that's a problem. There aren't too many high qualified coaches floating around." That's fair call right there. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, true. If Mitch throws 3 interceptions, Rudolph will see the field, 100%. And we don't want to see that too. If he throws 3 interceptions, we're going to lose the game. But at the same time, I think it's Bailey Zappi over there. So it's Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi. I don't think the NFL script writers wanted that. They wanted Kenny Pickett versus Mac Jones and probably wanting both teams to be successful under Bill Belichick and Mike Tomlin. So everything has kind of changed now. Bill Belichick's going through some hard times with his team. And you know what? It doesn't bother us because we don't like the Patriots. But Bill Belichick right now, it used to be Mike Tomlin versus Big Ben and Brady. Now it's Mitchell Trubisky versus Bailey Zappi. That's insane to me how that's changed. But that's football. That's life. That's how it rolls on. Alrighty. G'day, Paranormal in the Funhouse. That's a different name. Love from the United States. Maryland. Go Steelers. There we go. That's fantastic. All right, guys, coming down here. Bite the kneecaps. That's Boomer Sooners coach too. 100%. You might be one of the craziest ones out there. I thought so too. I thought Kenny Pickett was doing well. I thought the drive was great. The pass to Pickens. They stalled in the end zone, but they got 3 points. And then the half, they moved the ball down the field. It was 4th and 1. Should they have kicked it? Maybe to be 6-3. But they went for it. Kenny Pickett got 3rd and 1, got injured. And then Tomlin made the choice to go for it. But if they get that touchdown, then they're winning 10-3. But they missed it. It was crazy. They missed that 4th and 1 with no push. The offense couldn't move anyone. The Cardinals stepped up. They took their momentum, took all the ball all the way down the field to go 99 yards. That to me was the crazy part, right? Yeah, it's going off. Excuse me. 100%. 100%. No, not too much though, as my voice breaks. So not too much. All I know is it was a Raven guy. I did see some stats. I think from Steelers. Let me see. I think from the Steelers, he said like in the last 5 games, he had 5 interceptions. So I think he's just a guy. It says here, Mcsorely played in 9 games. Mcsorely has played in 9 games, completing 48 passes of 93, 502 yards, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions. That might have been with New England and Chicago. I thought he had more than that. I don't know, actually. Let me look him up while I'm here, because he's now part of the team. He's on the practice squad. We won't see him though. There's no way we see Mcsorely. I think did the Steelers ever beat him for the rate? I feel like we played him one year. I don't know. So Mcsorely, he's played from 2019 with Baltimore. Overall, he's 0-1 in his career, 48-93, 502 yards, 1 TD, and 5 interceptions, and 19 first downs. He played with Arizona Cardinals in 2022. He had 1 game. 1 game, and maybe he filled in for a game too. So he's been sacked 3 times. He's just a bloke. Like, he's just a guy. So 1 game, he's 0-1 and 45 completions, 83 attempts, 5 interceptions. So out of 93 passes, 93 passes, he has 5 interceptions. That's pretty bad, right? So he's just a guy. I don't know if it's true, but I don't think they're going to change things in play. I'm not too sure. I think thank you, Paranormal. I think Mitch will be the quarterback, but I'm not excited. I'm really not excited, to be honest at all. Alrighty. From Penn State. Yeah, okay. And we don't want to see him. He's in my title. He's in my thumbnail, I think, from memory. It's the problem I find with this, and I'm going to take a quick break and we'll kind of do some more talk on the other side. But the problem to me is the quarterback, the Steelers have a quarterback quarterback problem. Now they can't identify if Kenny Pickett is the guy for the future, right? I've talked about that before. I was hoping that Kenny Pickett could play the next 5 games and really assert himself to be the guy for next year. If they don't see him do that, then you've got to go into camp with Kenny Pickett, but also you'll have Trubisky there. I think he's on a part of the deal. But do you go and draft someone to have some pressure or at least have some competition in camp? Because Rudolph, he probably won't be there next year. I don't think he gets re-signed. I think Trubisky will still be the backup. And now, I don't want to say it, but is Trubisky fighting for number 1 spot? Or are we just waiting for Kenny Pickett to come back? Do you know what I mean? So now the Steelers have a quarterback problem because their main guy's out. They can't assess him. They have to rely on a guy that used to be a number 1 draft pick or whatever it was, number 2 overall, and you got to go from that. But they can run the ball now. They can play good defense when they want to and turn balls over and get sacks and all that kind of stuff. By the way, TJ Watt should have got the sack on Murray in that read option. You go from that point to having number 1 guy, Kenny. Now he's injured. Now you can't evaluate him for the next year and then go into the draft. Do you make a choice and get a draft pick for a quarterback to have some competition with Kenny Pickett? I'll be honest, I like Kenny Pickett. I support him. But at the same time, if a new guy comes in, I will support that guy 1,000%. I am not the Kenny Pickett Nation Australia. I'm Steelers Nation Australia, supporting the actual team. Yep, 100%. I don't think he will. I think what I've seen so far is Trubisky's going to be number 1, and Mason will be number 2. 100%. You've heard it first. The standard for me is go since 1975. 1,000%. All right, guys, let's do a quick break, and we'll come back on the other side, and we'll talk more about the quarterback because, look, it is a big thing now. It's huge. It is huge. I also want to bring up some TJ Watt stuff too, and maybe some Minka news because he broke his hand. But I'll be back in about half a minute. I don't know. Let me play something. We need some good vibes. Yesterday was tough, man. Let's do this one.
It's the Steelers. What isn't there about it? Studs everywhere. Man, I'll play punter if they want me to. Whatever coach tells me, I'll play. Man, I love football. I love to play the game of football. I'm ready to play football. And I'm happy to be here. Just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of this team. So I'm happy to be here. I love the game of football. I think it's an art. I think it should be played a certain way. And that's why I love to play the game. I just love football.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. It's a good time for me to get a bit of water, a bit of a calm down, a bit of a redirect. Got a question here from Toddy says, anyone remember Steelers games on the radio? I don't remember the radio, but I do listen to the radio app. So what I do now is while I'm editing or doing my stuff, I kind of put in the background, I play the Steelers Nation radio app and I listen to those guys. But also when I was younger, I listened to, of course, Craig Wolfley and Tunch were one of my first Steelers voices. They were fantastic, man. Tunch was awesome. Sadly, rest in peace, Tunch. But he was awesome, still a voice, and I love that old school, Steelers voice. And they all just talk about the old days, and Wolf talks about food. I love that stuff. I think it's fantastic. It brings me back to when I was watching when I was younger, when I was like 15, not too long ago, 15 years ago and whatnot. And you just hear on the radio those voices, and I know who they were from playing, offensive tackle, that kind of stuff. But they were good fellas, man. So rest in peace to Tunch was cool. And of course, I've got the interview here too, guys. If you want to see it, if anyone's new, if you look into my channel and type in Steelers Nation Australia, Merrill Hodge, I did an interview with Merrill Hodge. He was fantastic. I'm hoping in the off season I can work hard and send some emails out to players, coaches, anyone related to the Steelers, other Steelers podcasts. I want to bring people on the podcast in the off season when I've got more time. But if you have some spare time, go back and watch the podcast with me and Merrill Hodge. Fantastic. Such a good time. It was awesome. I actually just love doing it. I did it for the channel, but to be honest, I did it for myself too. I wanted to talk to Merrill Hodge in his idea about find a way, right? And right now the Steelers have to find a way because we're in a point now where the Steelers are 7-5, and we win a few, we lose one. And the ones we lose look terrible. The Texans, the Jaguars, they get this game, the 49ers, right? The Browns, where they couldn't move the ball near the end. But sometimes you got to deal with a loss. Winning is fun. Winning's awesome. But you need to deal with a loss too, right? You got to ride the highs and ride the lows. But that's what Steelers Nation football is. We haven't had a game that's been an easy game to watch as a fan, sit back and win a game 45-10 in a very long time. And maybe that's the rocky steps that we have to climb because we were so fortunate to watch Big Ben carve the football down the field with AB and Le'Veon Bell and Wallace and Holmes and all those dudes that now it's rocky waters, man. It's so different. It's so different watching a developing quarterback who's not good or even great yet or anything like that, and also watching a backup like Trubisky move the offense down the field and then they make errors all over the shop and they've got to rely on the defense. But with Big Ben, every game with Big Ben, you knew you had a shot. You had a chance to win. Dead set, throw the football to Holmes or Antonio Brown when he wasn't crazy, And that offense was so hard to stop. Le'Veon Bell was gliding through tackles and getting his way to the end zone. Even watching, going back to like the days I grew up watching, 2004, 2008, with Parker, Bass, and that defense, that's still is football where we're winning games 31-12, 31-14, stuff like that. We're winning games and only allowing field goals. So it's different now. It's all part of the process. I'm sure as long as I do this, we will have some more high highs and we'll have even lower lows, right? It's just part of the process being a Steelers fan. That's it for sure. And to that point too, Gina says, took 30 years to find a good quarterback after Terry Bradshaw. They made a big mistake not passing on Dan Marino. That's facts. Jack Fleming and Mine Cope on the radio was amazing. Yeah, 100%. Mitch got a 2-year extension before the season. I think they'll draft someone. So is he... Someone said that he had... Is Trubisky, after this year it's gone? It could be. I don't know. All I know is he's got to play some good football. He bores me. He absolutely bores me. Watching Trubisky play bores the absolute shit out of me. It really does. All right, going down the other chat too. This, by the way, guys, has been fantastic. This has been exactly the way I wanted it to. I wanted to bounce back from how I had the chat yesterday. I wanted to bounce back and have a really good show and get things moving. I'm here to grow this as best I can. So I don't want to be too argumentative with people in the comments and go back and forth. I want to do the best damn thing I can. And you'll see that. You'll see that in the way I talk and the way I present myself. So 100% I agree with that. Which we don't get tips here. We don't get tips here in Australia, but 100%. So I want to do the best that I can. And you know what? Soon I want to bring on Ryan too. Maybe Ryan next year we can go training camp. My mate Ryan is from Pittsburgh. He went to the game yesterday. Shout out to Ryan, dude. I've known Ryan for about 5, 6, 7 years now. In person, online, all that kind of stuff. Good bloke. He went to the game. I can't even imagine going to that game yesterday. I can't imagine going to the game yesterday because that's a tough game. So many errors. Watching Trubisky, seeing Deontay dance. Like I try and defend Deontay as much as I can. Why are you dancing? Why are you dancing down by 14 points with 4 minutes to go? Like, stop that. Stop that. Don't do that. But I thought he had an okay game. I thought Pickens had an okay game. But stop that. You know what I mean? So I defend these guys the best I can. But sometimes maybe I should be more critical of them in terms of Mason Cole and the pass coverage, pass, protection, and stuff like that. We've now seen the good sides of Eddie Faulkner and not Glenn Thomas. Who's the other bloke? Mike Sullivan. And now we saw the bad sides where once Kenny went down, the game plan was out the window and you could do nothing with Trubisky. This team's a funny one because we're fighting our way, of course, to get Tomlin to be 9-8. That's what we want to get, try and get to the playoffs, right? We're getting there. There is the notion out there too, the Steelers make the playoffs. Do they even deserve to be there? I say yes, because they're fighting as hard as they can to get the playoffs. There's also the idea too, if the Steelers get the playoffs, will they win a game? I'll tell you what, if they win or lose, I'm happy they made it, but I'd rather be in it than I'd rather have a chance at the playoffs than have no chance at all. I want to sit down and I want to see Steelers versus Jaguars at their house, right? They're fighting for the number 1 seed, but if they're number 2 and we're 7, Steelers versus Jaguars, rematch. I want to see that happen with TJ Watt and see if we can beat them. If we get one win, I know this would help out Mike Tomlin's case and the Steelers' case over the last few years, just to get one win, because we haven't had that success in a while, in a long time. So they're 5 games away, and they've got to take a 1 game at a time to get to the playoffs. I would rather than go to the playoffs and have a chance to win than nothing at all. Dead set. Holy dooly. G'day, home. What's going on, mate? Welcome to the show, Homer. There's been so many people today. It's been great. Been fantastic. Try and trade the Bears for first pick, get Caleb Williams. Trade the Bears again. I don't think the Bears will ever trade with us again. Boomer says here, when you have winning season, the losses are worse, but when you expect a losing season, the losses aren't as bad. Well, that's coming from a Lions fan too, right? So I appreciate Boomerson always coming in here because you're a Lions fan. I think you know Grid over that way from Detroit Lions. You still watch Grid, right? Derek from Detroit Lions Syndicate. And the Lions hadn't had the most recent success, where the Steelers have had, success over the few years. In 23 years, the Steelers have won 2 Super Bowls and been to 3, whereas some teams have never won one and some teams have never been. So that's why I go more towards it's not that bad mentality, right? But Boomer Sooner's a Lions fan and always a good bloke in the chat too. Holy dooly. Pittsburgh Gazette. There you go. And then look, you know what? It's very different. The internet is very different, right? I've talked about it a million times. Social media, even me being on YouTube, it's different. It's so different, but it allows me the access to talk football from everyone from America. And that blows my mind. The fact that I can talk football, Steelers football at 11:39 a.m. blows my mind. And 25 people in the house too. Ryan said he was so pumped for the drive after. So was I. You're in the stadium. You saw the guy go down the field, 4 plays, 70 yards, 3 points. Yeah, not too bad. And then of course, the Steelers got the next drive for the Cardinals. They went 0 yards. They didn't allow James Conner to run anywhere. They got 0 yards, and we got the ball back. And then it kind of evened out. And next minute, we're down by 10 points at the half. Crazy how that game goes. But that's football, man. I just hope they come back and bounce back. And this is the point now. In December, you've got to start putting wins together. We're turning into playoff football. You got to win this game. You get to go 8-5. You got to win the game against the Colts. Playoff football, one after the other. That's what you have to do. Now, I'm not saying that they're super favorite to win Super Bowl. No way. There's right now, this team, Trubisky win Super Bowl? I don't think so. But we'll see what happens. Thank you, Chloe. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's good fun. It is really good fun what I'm trying to do. I try and do a video each per day. I try and do lives. This is the live after the game, lives for the game, and live for the game, before the game. This week too, on Thursday afternoon, I'll have my mate David Lim. He's a Patriot fan, so we'll go back and forth talking Steelers and Patriots. It should be a fun time. Here you go. So Ryan says, at some point we're going to stop accepting the winning record and just blow it up and get early draft picks. I feel like we are plateauing and wasting the career of what? And that's a good point too, right? I don't necessarily agree with that because I think you should always try and win. But Mike Tomlin has said in the past to guys like Chase Young, he said in the past, we don't get blokes like you because we win games and they go from 9, 10 wins and the higher draft picks around the 20, right? But I think getting Watt at 30 was crazy. But it does. I know that's a narrative that's going to come out. If we don't do anything over the next few years, we are going to waste the careers of Watt, of Cameron Haywood, probably 2 years, 3 left, Minka Fitzpatrick, the defense. At the same time, though, they've got to stop those 99-yard drives. You know what I'm saying? So it's an ever going conversation. It never stops. Homer Green says, no matter, me too, man, 1,000%. 1,000%. Going down here. Going down. G'day, Daddy Mick. What's going on? That's what I thought too. Danny Murray should never been underestimated. Yes, playing his job, dude. I said yesterday. I think I said in 2 videos ago. I was like, you know what? The Steelers can make him force turnovers. No, he played a good game. There were certain points too that Murray fired the ball to McBride. There was one point I think where it was Kazi or JPJ was covering him, and as a football fan, that catch was insane. The catch right over the middle, right over his head, caught that ball. I was like, that was insane. There was also a pass to back of the end zone that got called back for a TD where Peterson got burnt. Kyler Murray zipped that ball to the end zone. They caught the ball, but it got called back for a holding. So the Cardinals showed up. Like, just because they're 2-10, they showed up. They ran the rock best they could. They changed the game plan, figured it out, and they got Connor the ball, and he got what did he get? 100-something yards. So Connor got 105 yards, 2 TD, 29 longest. Michael Carter had a big run too. Steelers couldn't tackle. You know what I'm saying? Kyler Murray was 13-23, 145. He played good enough to get it done. McBride, 89 yards. And that one big catch was Elijah Higgins, I think 21. And also Greg Dortch had a go too. So I don't know what else to say. It happened. We kind of have to move on slowly. The pain to me doesn't feel as bad as it is. The only pain I kind of feel now is we've got to watch Trubisky play. And what will happen, Steelers versus Patriots? Now, I do know this, though. If the Steelers lose to the Patriots, if we lose the Patriots, then yes, 1,000%, that's not good. And we are going to explode. We're going to go, holy goodness, kaboom, the world's over, right? Because we're getting to the point now where the Steelers could have set themselves up for success by beating this team to moving to 8-4 and getting themselves ready for a playoff run. Now, losing 5 games isn't that bad, but they have to win this one. No matter what, they got to bounce back. If you need to wear throwback uniforms, do it. If you got to play Renegade, do it. If you got to, get Najee the ball 40 times or Warren the ball 40 times, do it. Do something to win this game and settle the ship. Dead set. Dead set. All right, guys. If you guys have any more, 100%. And that's it too. Last few points, and I'm going to end the show in about 5 minutes' time. It's been fantastic. Any more questions, put them in. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm glad I cleared that stuff up. I think I should be cool now. We can move on. And you know what? Mistakes happen. I'm human, and let's push forward, basically. But Jer says, whatever Khan does with the trust, let's enjoy the season. We've only got 5 games left. 5 games. We got the Patriots at home on Thursday Night Football, which is crazy. Then we have the Colts game, which goes to Saturday. Then we have the Bengals game, my birthday coming up. So my birthday is on the 24th of December. That's your 23rd. Then we go out to Seahawks, and then we go out to the Ravens. We've got 5 games left. The Steelers can, if they want to show up, they can win all 5. If they don't show up, they can lose all 5 too. They could lose all 5 and go 7 and 10? Or they could win all 5 and go 12-5. It depends what they want to do. The ownership needs to be on them. They need to be accountable and show up. But we've been saying this stuff for years and years and years. You win a few, you lose one. You win a few, you lose one. So we have to enjoy it, man. We need to enjoy it. That's 1,000%. Because as soon as the season's over, we go into speculation mode. We go into draft mode, free agent mode, and we got to wait till training camp. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush Christmas. I don't want to rush turning 34. My birthday's coming up soon too. So you guys are awesome. Any more? That's funny. Not really, man. All right, I can't play the champion music today. We'll play. I don't want to play in the background. What's this one? Look real bad. Whoa. Look at this is that Skyrim music. All right, guys. So any more? I'm gonna get out of here though. Yeah, Mcsorely. This is the now or never kind of music. Yeah, it is. All right. So I appreciate all you guys coming to the chat. Any kangaroos? No kangaroos. Toddy says fire the pigeons. This stuff gets fired up. Let's go. All right, guys, you've been awesome. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Still Go 808. Thank you, Ryan. Hopefully next time we get a better game. Oh my, this is pumped up now. Oh boy. Thank you, Devil, mate. Thank you, Thomas. I'll try and get as many people as I can. Thank you, Toddy. Thank you. Let's get Danny's in the house. And I got 2 more. Homer Green. 1 more. Who else we got? Who we got? And Boomer Sooner. Thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. That was a good show. Go Steelers.